We all have those memories of games that we loved from our childhood, stuff that we would play countless times over. Maybe it was something that we played in co-op with a friend, and then there are those situations where we play that game today and realize it didn't really stand the test of time, and maybe you should have just left it in the past. But there are also those instances where you remember something being awesome, game-changing, and so delightful, and then you play it today, and it manages to retain all of those feelings and memories by just reaffirming how much better that game was, and I guess still is. For Jedi Power Battles, it's neither of those situations. Yes, I played this when it originally came out on the PS1. Yes, I had a lot of fun with it, especially in co-op. But my god, this game was very, very hard, with a lot of cheap elements too. With the remaster out now, it's an opportunity for all of us to relive the past, along with experiencing this for the first time. Jedi Power Battles is definitely, in its own way, one of a kind. I have many fond memories of playing this title with a bunch of buddies back when it originally came out. I mean, this was an easy kind of sell, a lightsaber-focused beat-em-up game based on the very first prequel film. Sure, why not? Star Wars was at an all-time high, and it was everywhere at this time. We had the prequels in full swing, and say what you want about the films, personally I really enjoy them, and love Revenge of the Sith. But we were getting flooded with new Star Wars games all the time. I did get this title and I was very excited to play it. I spent an entire night playing it with a buddy of mine, and oh boy, we did not get too far in that. We must have restarted the game so many times. Now don't get me wrong, there is a lot to enjoy about this title. The lightsaber action is generally fun. John Williams' music is blasting in the background. It looked and sounded like Star Wars, but it did feel like every time we got to a platforming part, the game very much just wanted to remind us how maybe platforming either should have been a lot better, or just should not have been included in this title. Since the jumping situations were full of instant kill parts, I swear I died more times from a bad jump than in combat. There's a few problems with the jumping. The sort of momentum with jumping feels completely off. You can perform 2 jumps before hitting the ground. The second jump is helpful in that it allows you to course correct in mid-air, and hopefully be a bit more precise with your jumps. But the momentum can feel off where you are running and then you jump, and then the double jump feels like all the previous momentum is gone, and at other times it's there. You can grab onto ledges, again a nice thing, and this can save you at some points, but the platforming felt like the player really didn't have full control over their movements. Then add on enemies that can shoot you while you're jumping, and especially during those situations, it's not that fun. The frustration is then compounded when you pair the less than enjoyable jumping, and then a fall can result in a death. But you will not respawn right there, but rather you need to go back to the last checkpoint, which depending on the stage that can be a bit. I understand needing to have a consequence for a missed jump, but there were even times where I hit the ground and it would just kill my character. Why not just take some damage? The camera can be an issue as well, since there are times where it would push on ahead and then enemies are outside of the camera's view, which you actually could get to a minute ago, but now that you've moved past a point, you cannot go back and then deal damage to those enemies. This can result in taking cheap hits. The camera is definitely a problem in co-op, for the jumping parts especially, because it doesn't really seem built for 2 players. The camera tries to keep track of both of you, but in the platforming parts this can mean that one player has moved ahead, and the other player was about to jump but now the camera has moved on, and you can't change it back. This can result in a needless death. It's stuff like this where it feels like the game is out to get you, sort of cheaply inflating the difficulty of the game. Speaking of difficulty, levels can be very inconsistent in how hard they are. An early level on like Tatooine is much harder than say a later level, like when you return back to the Gungans. This late game level can feel like a cakewalk by comparison. You might need to protect an ally in one level, but the enemies like to rush in and hit your ally. But you can also accidentally hit your ally as you try to kill the enemies, and you start to wonder why this game hates you. The Sand People have gunmen, but those blaster shots have no visible thing to them like droid fire, so I found it very hard to even properly deflect it back at them. And then sometimes you're just trying to dodge boulders, and they just magically appear as you get to the top. It's stuff like this, along with the inconsistent level of difficulty, where the game kind of feels slapped together, and like different teams made different levels. One thing I want to mention is that I really don't like the pickups in this game. Some are obvious, like more health or the Force, but then there are other ones that will actually take away health for points. But these things are different symbols with no indication, and I just ended up screwing myself out of a full bar of health. This sort of feels like a gotcha from the developers. So with all the issues within this game, is there anything to really like? Well, yeah, there's actually a lot to like about it. Generally, when you are hacking and slashing at droids, the game is fun. You have some combos that you can pull off, and I really like some of the detail in the combat. Fighting the droids is the best part, because parts of them will actually be broken off as you defeat them. Double this fun is when you and a friend are actually battling your way through different environments seen in episode 1. It's just that the fun is then halted when you reach a platforming part. It's at these points the game can feel like a chore. I say all of this because there is charm there that is retained on that basic level. I think this game is fun, and oddly enough, something I even like returning back to today. It's also a situation where I think Jedi power battles could very much be a lot better, along with the choices made on the remaster front. So it is great that this game is available everywhere now, but other tweaks and improvements could have been made to make this experience a better one. I do think a less buggier version would have been a good place to start. The more I play this, the more I find a lot of odd sound bugs with the effects just not playing. It's nice that you can skip to any level that you want to go to. That way, with how hard or cheap the game can be, you can pretty much see all of the game if you just skip around. It's up to you. And if you are playing the game with a buddy, it's a nice feature to have. Outside of the work Aspyr does with Saber, these remasters tend to be more on the basic side of things. So if the original game was great, the remaster will generally be solid. So with Jedi power battles, more could have been done here for sure. So for better or for worse, we kinda got what we got in the past. So as I ask in the title of this video, how do you love a bad game? I think in this instance, I still don't know if I would outright call this game bad. It's certainly cheap and could benefit from a lot of improvement, but it still has charm to it with its combat and all the Star Wars bells and whistles. I just think that this is something that should be played in co-op. I think that added element of playing with a friend allows for you to sort of share in that so bad it's good category when aspects of the game just don't go well. Like I said, I did not like the platforming, but we were laughing and cursing at the screen throughout plenty of the parts in this game. We both were like, this game needs a lot of work, but that fun factor was definitely high. I could see a cynic being more of a downer on this game, especially if they've never played this as a kid. But I'm not that. I try to find the fun, and there's a lot of fun to be had here. I don't know if I would even say if this game is good, nor would I really say it's bad, but I can say it is fun. And I did say, like in my prior video, is that there was a foundation here to actually do more with this concept. We did get some really good hack and slash Star Wars games later on, both iterations of Star Wars Episode 3. From the portables to the console versions were very fun titles, but someone should take this Jedi Power Battles concept and then build it out more. You could even go nuts with the concept, provide heroes from every era, fight through all the iconic battles across the series. Unlocks could range from lesser known Jedi, variations on characters, and even ones found in some of the animated shows. Maybe even pump the player count up to 4. But what we have right now, Jedi Power Battles, is a game that I played as a kid, and it very much is exactly what it was when I played it back then. It's cheap, needs more refinement in many areas, and it's fun. What are your thoughts on Jedi Power Battles? Did you used to play this back in the day? Which version did you play? What do you think of the remaster? Let me know all of this in the comments down below. If you're interested in supporting the channel, please check out my Patreon page. For just $1 a month, you can help to keep this channel going strong, and this allows me to be able to do more for my awesome audience. Please check out the links in the description and pinned comment for ways to support the channel. And most of all, thank you very much for watching.